Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about a case today. We're going to talk about a case that got the world going crazy. I guess you guys know the guy on the screen. And this guy on the screen's been through a lot. Goes by the name of Omi Hellcat. Now, he's a Hellcat for real because the lengthy of charges that he's being given, that he is going through right now, is something that'll make most men and most people out here collapse and anxiety at an all-time high. But in the meantime, we're gonna sit here and sit back and we're gonna explain everything, how the government and outdated piracy laws are trying to infringe on the rights of the citizens and take away what was given at the time to be misunderstandings and magnifying at an all-time high. Look, let's sit back and stay tuned.
Go down, shoot for fun, fuck a diss. Y'all will speak through the bed sheets, roll the leave a distance when I'm on solo mission. Fuck nigga, you don't wanna come amiss and keep a distance.
Make sure you guys go and check out Kid Outlaw's new hit Mission. Check it out for the links in the description box in the comment section.
Keep a distance when I'm on a solo mission. Keep a distance when I'm on a solo mission. Keep a distance when I'm on a solo mission. Fuck nigga, you don't.
Now we're gonna talk about Omi's Hellcat situation that he's in, the lengthy of charges, the expensive cars. I mean, what the government is staging and saying about Omi is what one can only dream in a syndicated movie. We know the YouTuber Omi is being arrested in a $30 million digital piracy fraud scheme. You know what I'm saying? In other words, they're trying to take this man out and get rid of the situation that he got going on. Now, what I'm gonna do is just display what Omi is going through and let his words explain the situation that night that put him in the backdated situation.
What happened yesterday?
Yeah,
The FBI came in.
for the first time. You know, the first time you guys came here, everybody said that it was bull crap.
Right. So just tell me what happened.
Nothing. They just came in. They ran straight up to the ring. And they put a blue tape on the ring so we can see, but obviously there's about 30 cameras around the whole premises. So they came back for the things that they alleged that I did, the copyright infringement, which, you know, I don't think I ever did anything wrong. Obviously, I was running businesses wide open in the public. So now we just got to see. We're going to have a day in court now. So finally, you know,
That's the relief for you?
it was 100% of relief because I didn't know what was going on for 2 years. No answers, no nothing. You know, depressed. It was criminally, and back again. We're back to flourishing again with other business ventures, which means that, you know, I've always done something right, and the FBI never had any interest in them. And, you know, that's my question to them. Like, how come my colleagues get to run off of 200-300 million, and I was the only one targeted out of it? Maybe it's because, you know, we were probably driving down the 95.
Now you hear what Omi is talking about, like he's the only guys being charged for that situation. Now there were rappers who were in a similar, rappers, but there was a organization that was in a similar situation like Omi Hellcat. And I don't know if you guys remember, there was the group that was called Napster. They were sued by Metallica years ago, and maybe you guys remember if I played this commercial by Metallica basically going against people doing what Omi did.
What the hell do you think you're doing, man?
Holy crap! Do you know who you are? You're freaking Lars on from Metallica! I love everything you do! Well, except for that bad show you hosted.
You know what? Maybe I wouldn't have to whore myself out if you kids didn't steal my music.
Whoa, we're not stealing, okay? We're just sharing with each other, you know?
So it's like if I take this soda can right here.
Lars Ulrich!
And you know what? I'm just sharing 10 years of groupies with you, frat boy. Whole sharing thing. Hey, boys!
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bobby, some crazy roadies just stole my car.
Now, during this time, Napster was one of the biggest companies during this time. Napster explained how you know, they was getting rich, basically taking advantage of situations. And Metallica spoke over the years of what was the backlash and what was it like facing suing companies like Napster.
And then like a month later, it was like, whoa, okay, look at this. And then we were sort of like a little bit like deer caught in headlights. And then obviously we stood our ground and fought the fight. But obviously it was a difficult time. I mean, it's not, about money and about, Metallica sort of like technologically inept and they don't want to give stuff away for free. And we're like, well, hang on, it's not about money. It's about control.
But
whose choice should it be? We were saying choice, not about money, but they...
Now we'll get back to Napster a little bit. I want you guys to remember what was that situation of Napster.
Doctrine allows it. For example, did you know Fleetwood Mac is the second most pirated artist in the world? And the manufacturers who made the digital audio recorders. New devices were required to have a serial copyright management feature, which means that you couldn't make copies unless you had the original recording. It basically stopped you from buying an album and then making a bunch of copies for your friends. It also stopped musicians from making legitimate copies, around $20 billion in today's money. Even when adjusted for inflation.
Now, Omi gave several interviews and he explained what he was going through. But I wanted to play a clip from, Anthony Brian Logan, who explains eloquently what the situation was like.
Accused by the federal authorities of heading.
I've been following this case for at least about 2 or 3 years now, and I want to cover it because it exemplifies how big the government is, but how inefficient they are. How they're operating on very old laws, but then want to punish guys based on those old laws, although they can't. And they also kind of get embarrassed because they can't get you on the old laws. So they're trying to make an example out of you. You're on YouTube, flashy, got all kind of money, cars and whatnot. That's not what they like. So I think this is an unjust case, especially in the way they're trying to make it appear to be on the mainstream media. Now, before I go any further, let's roll the clip.
Now, Anthony Brian Logan, you guys go subscribe to him. He's right. The feds are trying to make an example out of Omi. They have all these bad, outdated laws, and it seems like the piracy scam is only being implemented and shared and accused by one person only. This can make any person fall back from a situation and get, mistaken for criminal activities, even though it's illegal. But I mean, let me break it down. Now, if convicted, Omi will be facing 514 years behind bars for charges that include copyright infringement, wire fraud, and tax evasion. Now, Mr. Caraquillo tapped into a brand new unregulated industry and was very successful. Remember, a brand new industry. We heard this already about Napster. Now, just by looking at the charges against Omi, the feds don't really have a strong case. First, let's look at what they claim Omi actually did. He created several streaming services, most notably one called Gears TV. This was essentially a Twitch channel that he streamed television shows and movies on. Omi sold jailbroken Amazon Fire Sticks, basically, so people could access the channel through paid subscriptions around $15 per month. So he was paid from the device in the descriptions and went on, basically on for years with no problem legally. As you can hear, Omi stated eloquently during a divorce proceeding. He spoke to lawyers about this and nobody appeared to say he was doing anything wrong. Now, Omi did give a conversation with, Say Cheese TV, Sean Cotton, that is, of Say Cheese TV. Let's listen to what he explained about the charges during the time.
You already know, man. Our last interview was a classic. A lot of people, every day I get, when's the next Omi and the Hellcat interview? When's the next Omi and the Hellcat interview? Our first one did 1 million views easy.
No, I definitely did. I've been bullshitting you for a long time.
When you stand me up, it's not.
Be a quick in and out. Hopefully, I'm do it and just continue. Because at the end of the day, bro, it's to me, it's more about the restitution that I owe. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot of money, and me sitting in there for too long, it's gonna cancel out that restitution I gotta pay back. If I'm out here, bro, I can start shipping them off. Whatever I can ship off and get that shit over with. You know what I'm saying? And continue with my life. So like more.
Okay, and
to, oh shit, you didn't pay your taxes, tax evasion, But now they're just trying to bend it into different. It's a long story, but you know what I'm saying. Like I said, man, if we can get that shit all the way down to where I can pay them and you know.
But the offer was the 2 years and they take everything.
Everything, like all the cars, the money that they're already, things that they already seized.
I mean, if you can see the offers that they keep making with Omi, it clearly tells you the feds have no case. Now, Omi Hellcat, you know about him also being a popular YouTube aside from the streaming services, which was his bread and butter. Now, he flashed a lot of cars, monies, big houses out in Philadelphia metro area of New Jersey. Now, the property situation got a lot of people feeling like, how did he even get the money, which he explained so many times before. This is a case that's been going on for years. I want people to understand this is not brand new. This is not something that just came out of nowhere. Omi, as you know, been going in and out of this for years now. Let's go 3 years
This
ago.
won't confirm. Philadelphia says he's now under the microscope of federal authorities. He claims agents seized nearly all of his assets in a raid last month while investigating his business dealings. He sat down exclusively with me to share how he's lost everything and how he intends to clear his name. 33-year-old North videos showcasing his extreme wealth have garnered millions of views. Properties he owns, including this mansion in Woolwich Township, New Jersey. Instead of going into hiding following the government raid, Carrasquillo has been open about his predicament, continuing.
Camera, every television in my houses, they took every car.
Carrasquillo and his attorney sat down exclusively with CBS 3, addressing the investigation into possible tax evasion, copyright infringement, and money he's acquired has been through legal means. He owns a construction company and rental properties. And in mid-content, that idea made him a multi-millionaire.
He's being penalized for being creative and being innovative. There is no law that says he could not do what he was doing.
Carrasquillo is not currently facing any charges, but in August, the Department of Justice shut down 2 similar streaming apps, announcing charges against 8 people for violations of federal copyright law. 2 of those defendants pleaded guilty earlier this month, but Carrasquillo says his operation is different.
Percent that it wasn't illegal. I just saw a loophole. I seeked counsel on it. They told me it wasn't illegal, and I went for it, and now I'm being punished for it.
His attorney, Dante Mills, suspects his client is being targeted for being somewhat of an unlikely success story, given his background and where he grew up.
They're confused as to how is this guy from North Philadelphia able to create so much wealth? He must be doing something wrong. That's unfair. He shouldn't be treated that way.
Carrasquillo admits he does owe back tax.
Everything, even the tablets off my kids' hands.
With liens placed on his properties and his accounts frozen, he says he's on
situation for everyone in the table. So I just hope that the U.S. attorney can see this and come to a resolution.
Now, Omi Hellcat, the ups and downs somewhat change him a little bit. Let's go through the raid that was scrutinized by a lot of people, especially former, officers. They said a lot of this was illegally done through unprofessional means.
It's a fraud case, so unless there's some stuff that I don't know about.
He's literally a fucking nerd.
Probably,
like, this is like a fucking.
He's not being treated like anything.
Dude, you guys don't even want to tell him what you're taking him in for. Can I please get him some food?
It's just court stuff.
Yeah, but what's the
I'm getting charged today.
Shit. Sir, are you...
You will be here. Okay.
Bring him today, or...
Well, the judge is who...
As you can see, they were in the house and they were really coming to take this man full throttle styles without hesitation. And these are some of the things that the lawyers were speaking about. Now, during Omi's incarceration, you can clearly see the situation has led him to feel vindicated to a certain extent, meaning that he was happy, he was excited, he finally would get an actual case. Some people would be feared, but when you've been going through this through years and years, just like Napster themselves, you know, you can have a strength in a situation and understanding you might get out of it. Look, you guys, make sure you go subscribe to I Smoke Hip Hop Live and give some loves and blessings to the one and only. Salute. Gang, gang, gang up in this piece.
When I'm on a solo mission, keep a distance when I'm on a solo mission. On a solo mission, fuck the competition. Fire with extensions, see the deposition. You the opposition, definition of a fuck nigga. Switching up like a hoe. Burn candles and flip them, kill a day. Gotta go run a show like Death Row. Zoes hopping out bushes in the trenches. Competition, I don't see them in my own lane. Block a fuck nigga in if he wants static. Shots through your fabric, G Nike say that I'm having told hook, take the cabbage. Ball status on